everybody, it's Ghost with Combat Sports Supply, and today we're going to be going over the Airsoft M1A1 Thompson. Now there are a number of variants of this that have been in the Airsoft world over the years. This is the specific auto ordnance licensed one that we're going to be going over today. Well, the brief history of this gun is it's been around for damn near ever. So when I say this has been around forever, it was originally developed during World War I to help with trench warfare. This particular version was the World War II variant. It was the standardized one for the US military. It was not the earlier models used during the Prohibition and other issues. The older versions looked a little bit different. A lot of them looked like this. This is commonly known as the Chicago typewriter. It was used during the Prohibition era by all sorts of different people. The Thompson has been in just about every major conflict since before World War II. The World War II Thompson here, they made a ton of these, but it has been used in just about every major conflict since World War II up to current day. All right, let's see what you get in the box. All right, so what do we end up with? Well, we've got the manual, which is actually pretty nice. Most of them come with a digital manual now. I like getting a physical manual with mine. It does come with kind of a cheesy, cheap sling, but it is a sling and it does work. And then you get the magazine and the gun. The only reason I haven't pulled them out of here is because it's quite loud and a bit of a pain to get them out because it's packed in form-fit foam. Now that we have it out of the box, I will mention this is the entry-level version, so it's polymer. It's not wood. They do make a wood version of it that is very nice. So let's go over this airsoft weapon and see what we got. Start off with, like we always do, let's start with the back. It does have a metal butt plate, but it is also a kind of unique method for getting into your battery compartment. So to open that up, there's this little round bit. You're gonna flip it open. It actually pulls down a detent in the top, and you're gonna use your thumb to pull it straight out the back and twist to the side. Now this is one of the things I love about this is it does have a rather large battery compartment, so you can fit a fairly large battery in it. It is a micro Tamiya connection. Now it does have sling points on it. This is the rear one, and then we also have the front one, so you can put a full sling on it. Now on this stock, since it is polymer, if you get any wobble in it, there are two mounting screws that hold it into the frame. You'll probably want to tighten those. And full metal receiver. It is not the highest quality metal, but it is metal and it does survive a lot. Next we have your rear sight assembly, and while I have run a few Thompsons over the years, I have never noticed this before. The rear sight block is adjustable for range. It does go up and down. It is a peep sight. Alright, so this does have a dual system on it. You've got your selector in the front and your safety in the back. They are well labeled. Just below your selector is your mag release, which is actually kind of unique on these in so much as it's a long swept arm that's easy to access, so you don't have to take your hand off the grip. Next is the trigger, which is actually larger in terms of width than a standard trigger and is actually really comfortable to pull on. Now for the one part that dissuades a lot of people from owning these, the magazine well. There is a weird slot in the back here that is designed to keep the magazine aligned with the system so that it actually seats properly because of the way this was designed. Now the track on the back of the magazine is what fits in there. And it's a little awkward to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's not that hard to put in there. Now, as far as being a gun tech and working on these, the single most common issue I've seen is the barrel coming loose. And it's actually just these two screws to remount it, and they just tend to walk loose over time, bouncing around. Moving on, we now have the hop-up adjustment, which is actually always exposed and easy to get to. You don't have to rack it like you do other guns or anything like that. It's just there for you to use when you need it. As far as that charging handle I was just messing with, it is plastic, spring-loaded. It looks neat, doesn't really do anything. For the rest of it, there's not a lot to go over. Has the metal barrel, polymer front grip. There's no threading. You can't put a tracer unit, anything on these. Alright, as far as the airsoft specs for this airsoft gun, I'm going to go off the box here. It says that it's about 360 FPS, about 1.21 joules with 0.2s. It's a decent gun. You can put a new barrel in it if you want. I mean, there are upgrades you can do to this, but make sure you get a professional to do it for you. This is not a version 2 gearbox airsoft gun. It is, according to the spec sheets, it's a version 6 gearbox. Out of the box, this is going to come with a high cap mag. They do make mid caps, but they also make drum mag. As far as final thoughts on this go, it's honestly a good airsoft gun. If you're running World War II kit, awesome. If you're running modern kit, it's still being used today. I mean, you could run anything with this and it will be appropriate. So good and bad points about this thing. It's an awesome gun to run. Downside being, you can't really modify these at all. There's not much you can do to them. It's an older gun. A friend of mine has one that we put a tight bore in and it runs great. It wrecks whenever he takes it out.
Don't be a fool!